It's Friday Night Live with Vince, pregame, postgame show. Your destination for top high school football previews and wrap-ups with Vince and his team. Buckle up and hang on for Friday Night Live.
Good evening and welcome to Friday Night Live Championship Week, presented by the Varsity Sports Show. My name is Vince DeLisio, and joined by a couple of very talented journalists from the University of Arizona, Reagan Litz and Anastasia Restelli. Reagan, Anastasia, how's it going?
It's going great.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, especially after a big win last week. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay, bear down. We never thought I'd say that this year, but I did. And congrats to the victor go the spoils. And now we are waiting bowl season. We'll hear more about that tomorrow on the Varsity Sports Show. But with that, what I want to do is before we get into talking to our field correspondents, and we're going to start off with Nick, who's out at the 4A state championship game, which should just about be done. Reagan, let's turn it over to you. You attended a press conference yesterday. Tell us a little bit about the press conference.
Yeah, so I had the pleasure of attending the Legendary Women's Cup press conference, and it was to launch the inaugural female-only tournament and festivities. And we got to hear from a bunch of people, Oro Valley Mayor Joe Winfield. We got to hear from Westward Look General Manager Wyatt Fee, Tucson Adult Soccer League and Legendary Women's Cup founder Kaisa Gervine. We got to hear from 85er and former U.S. Women's National Team member Ruth Harker, and Power Over Predators founder Lisa Hansen, and then the Kelly Pierce Local Legend Award co-founder Colleen Nagor. And it was, I loved it. Every single minute of it. It was so interesting to hear everybody's stories, especially Ruth, where she talked about the 85ers, and we got to see a little video about that too. Everybody just had so much interesting facts to say, and I loved it. And it was Thursday at 11 a.m. and it was a really good turnout, and it was just so interesting. I loved it.
So there's an event that'll be this spring, right? In Tucson.
Yes. And they're doing a couple tournaments this weekend too. So they'll be playing this weekend.
Awesome. Well, hopefully we'll stay on top of that and maybe even cover some of it here into the winter. So good stuff. Thanks so much, Reagan. Yeah. We are going to get started, and we're going to be joined by our very own Nick Monte, a very talented photographer that's a member of our team and journalist who is out. Well, I'll have him explain, and we'll lead it off with Anastasia. Go ahead, Anastasia, with Nick.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
It's going good. It's nice and noisy here in Mountain America Stadium.
Awesome. So I understand you're taking photos at the game. What are some of the biggest moments so far that have defined the 4A state championship game?
Yeah, well, they actually just wrapped it up. Micah Mountain was just presented with their second straight 4A state title. Evan Wheeler completely dominated, 2 touchdowns, well over 150 yards. One of those touchdowns being 96 yards, too. Just complete domination on all sides of the field from Micah Mountain tonight.
And what was some of your favorite highlights coming out of the game?
Definitely the 96-yard touchdown from Wheeler. That was one of them. Defensive end Sergio Regatta got a pick 6, and I want to say it was the second quarter that kind of started to get the momentum really rolling for Micah Mountain. They had quite a turnout today, too, coming all the way up from Tucson, so it was really nice to see.
Oh, that is awesome. Thank you so much for your recap. Really enjoyed it, and hopefully those photos came out great.
Sir, have a good one.
Awesome, very good. So our very own Nick Monte, who is out at Mountain America Stadium, and he'll actually be around. He's on the sideline tonight taking pictures for us and posting them on our social media. In fact, he had added these earlier in the game. As you can see, was Arcadia and Micah Mountain. And look for Nick's work. Very, very talented journalist, and very, very proud to have him as a member of our team. We are going to transition now and welcome back Reagan, who has another special guest. in Carmen Liberto. Take it away, Reagan.
Hi, Carmen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. So I understand that you're going to be covering the Liberto 5A game preview.
Yeah, so it's going to be with the Desert Mountain Wolves and the Canyon View Jaguars. And, this is going to be a really good game. I haven't had the opportunity to watch these two teams yet this season, but these teams are going into it with very similar records. Desert Mountain is 11-3, Canyon is 11-2. And in state rankings, they are very close as well, with Canyon View ranked 12 and Desert Mountain ranked 10.
What are you most excited to see about this game?
Honestly, I don't even have any specifics just because both of these teams have a really good defensive matchup. I think this is definitely going to be a touch and go game. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but who's to see until then. But specific players, I think I'm really excited to see how Eastern Connor does for Desert Mountain. He is about 67.5 yards per game. So I think that's going to be really exciting. And he's rushing and touchdowns as well.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And I hope this game goes great.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
Okay. Thanks so much, Carmen. And we are going to come back now with Anastasia, who's going to welcome another one of our team. Let's get him on. Where is he? Here he is. There he is, JR.
Hey JR, how's it going? I understand you're covering a pretty exciting game tonight.
Oh yeah, it's kind of a nail biter because it ain't even kicked off yet. It don't kick off for a few more minutes. But this is Kilgore's probably biggest challenge since Carthage earlier this year when they opened the season, and that was a non-district game. This is a playoff quarterfinal game. Kilgore has a tradition that dates back to the oil boom, whereas Almeda Crawford, their opponent, the school just opened in 2023. So this is their very first senior graduating class that's on the field, and they're at the regional quarterfinal, the state quarterfinals. My bad. They have Crawford has a pretty explosive offense, and if Kilgore is going to win this, they're going to need to keep that offense on the sidelines using their top-rated defense. They're I think they are the top-rated defense in Texas for 4A Division I.
Wow, that's really exciting. Are there any key players that the audience should be focusing on?
Well, on Crawford, Braylon Fisher last week played against Pine Tree in the regional semifinals, and he threw for 253 yards, and Pine Tree was a district opponent of Kilgore. And Kilgore, of course, they were undefeated since they played Carthage way back at the season opener. So if he's able to get his rhythm going, Kilgore is going to have a problem. On the other hand, you got Isaiah Waters and Rayshawn Williams powering the offense for Kilgore, and it's no joke. They were the state runner-up last year in the state championship. They made it all the way to state last year. So I think they're trying to go back again this year. And they got a pretty decent shot, but this is going to be a fairly decent challenge. It's a rural versus Houston suburb.
Okay, well, that is awesome. I'm really excited to see how this game goes. Thank you, JR, for reporting.
Anytime. You take it easy, Anastasia.
All right, JR Lambright. Great. Good stuff. Okay, so with that, we're going to head up to Sacramento, California with another member of our team who's going to give us a little bit of information about what's going on in NorCal. And we are going to turn it over to Reagan. Let's bring Reagan back with our guest.
Hi, Rodolfo. How are you doing?
Hi, Reagan. How you doing?
I'm good. So you're covering the Bay Area Sports Report. So what's that like right now?
That's right. Well, currently there's state final. Well, there's actually regional finals going on right now. Today there's a game, is going to involve Folsom, and actually is going to be involved with the Bay Area school, is Artichoke Riordan, which actually they're back-to-back in the standings in terms of how great both of these football programs are. So the matchup is today, and either of those teams will be playing the December 12th. That will be the state final. So very exciting football games today.
Is there anything you're like looking forward to, or anything that's like really catching your eye that's going to be happening in the future?
Absolutely. There's a matchup today that is going to be very important between these two quarterbacks. Michael Mitchell from the Bay Area team was actually a Stanford commit, and obviously I talked about him a lot. Ryder Lyons, who was a BYU commit. I think that match is going to be electric, and that's going to define where these teams go after that. And these teams are pretty much heavily balanced. They look very similar. One of them, which was Riordan, ended up being undefeated throughout the whole season. And even though Folsom lost one game, they're still pretty even. They're one of the best teams actually here in the state of California. So very exciting matchup of football.
Well, thank you so much, Rodolfo. That was amazing reporting, and it's nice to talk to you. So we'll catch you next time.
All right, Regan, thanks for having me.
Awesome. And now we have Manav Gupta, who's going to be giving us a Big 12 football report. Manav, what are some of the biggest takeaways this week in Big 12 football?
Hey, I'm doing good. I think I lost your audio, but I'll go ahead and start talking about the Big 12 report that I got for this show, and really wanted to focus in on the Arizona Wildcats. They have been tremendous this year. Really one of the stories of the Big 12 here in the second half of the year. They started 4-3 after the loss to Houston. I was at that game, and it was a really good game, but they couldn't beat the Cougars. But after that, they won 5 straight games to end the season at 9-3, fifth in the Big 12 Conference. A really good turnaround season for the Wildcats after struggling last year, and put up 52 points against Colorado. Huge upset win over Cincinnati, and just a really good Territorial Cup win over Arizona State as well. They are now ranked 18th in the college football playoff. That is a really good achievement for them, and I think honestly it's a little bit high because here in Houston we did beat them, and Houston is ranked 21st, so a little bit surprised about that. On the other hand, Arizona State, rough year for them. I mean, 8-4 is still pretty good, but injuries, Sam Levitt and Jordan Tyson really hurt them, but still a quality Big 12 school now. And Big 12 title game tomorrow, of course, is something to watch out for. Texas Tech and BYU. Texas Tech has been the class of the conference, and I shouldn't see why they won't pull it out tomorrow against BYU. I think Texas Tech has a chance to really even win a national championship this year, currently ranked 4th overall in the country. So when you look at Texas Tech, BYU, Utah 15th, and then Houston had a really good year down here as well. 9-3 record after being 4-8 last year, similar to Arizona, and they are playing in a bowl game after 3 years. So a lot of big names in the Big 12 Conference as usual, and it's going to be exciting to see how far Texas Tech does.
Okay, well, thank you, Manav, for that reporting. And now we're heading over to commercial.
Yep, thank you again. I don't know what happened to my audio, but thank you for the time.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. With an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat. APAC is your one-stop source for all your automotive and heavy-duty air conditioning parts, supplies, and equipment. They're family-owned and have been the Valley's go-to for all your auto AC needs since 1982. Whether it's for your everyday or vintage car, commercial, or off-road vehicle or equipment, APAC has you covered. Call APAC, AAPAK, the AC experts at 602-254-1116 and ask for the Varsity Special to get 10% off your purchase.
At faith-based universities like Ottawa, athletic programs take on a unique identity.
The OUAZ women's basketball team is one of many winter sports programs that's blending prayer and competition, and here's how faith plays a role in their season. The Spirit Sea basketball is more than a physical routine. For many players, their time on the court is shaped by personal faith, something they say makes this program feel different from others they've been a part of.
I think it played a big role in my decision to come here, especially since it gave me opportunities to share my faith, and it kind of helped create more disciples and to be discipled.
Junior guard Kendall Schmotlick says the alignment between faith and athletics is one of the reasons she continues to embrace her role on the team.
I center myself around my Christianity, and so coming to a school that really prioritizes that and puts God first before anything else was something that I value.
She says that foundation affects the team's chemistry, especially during those long stretches of the winter season, when balancing academics, travel, and competition can take its toll. And for Schmotlick, those values carry into how she carries herself on the court, even when emotions run high.
We're always checking in with one another, making sure we're doing well in classes, and I would say that's something different than how I was in high school because, we were all doing it all crazy, but we're all doing our separate things.
A lot of humor, good jokes, bad jokes, they're better than no jokes at all. At our level, you kind of got to be locked in, that's why you're here. We recruit players that have that certain mentality, and being that we are a faith-based school, you don't have to be a born-again Christian to be here.
Welcome back to Friday Night Lights with Varsity Sports Show. It's Reagan Litz, and we are now joined with Andrew Hughes, who's going to give us a 6A football championship preview. So how are you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing good, Reagan. Nice to be talking to you on this Friday evening. Excited to talk about this exciting, interesting 6A state championship game.
So what can you give us, like a little preview? What are you excited about, or what are you excited to see for this game?
So the game features Centennial. So they're 9-4 versus Castile. They're 8-5. Luckily, I was able to cover Castile's quarterfinal game a couple weeks ago. And so I guess I'll start with Castile. Castile is a team, started the year off 3-3 under first-year coach Joe Bushman, who comes over from the state of Oregon. And I'm a big fan of him, as well as their quarterback, T. Smith, dual threat, really, really good quarterback. Every week he seemed to get better, and I was able to watch him live, and he's a guy that is able to engineer offense himself. When things break down, he's able to get extra yards. He's able to make big plays. So it'll be very interesting against a Centennial team, 14th state championship appearance versus Castile, who's got their first state championship appearance since 2017. It'll be interesting to see what gives. Does prestige give, or does the new kids on the block win this one?
That's awesome. So are there any players we should be looking out for coming into these games?
Right. So I mentioned T. Smith, but I'll go to Centennial. They have twin brothers, Titus and Torin. They both are quarterback and a receiver duo, both sophomores. And Titus, the quarterback, has 2,000 yards, 21 touchdowns. Torin, the brother, that receiver, has 500 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns. So it'll be interesting to see, does the twin dynamic prevail in a 6A state championship game? It'll be very interesting to see.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.
You too, Reagan. Appreciate you guys.
And now we are here with Tommy Perez, who is going to be giving us an Open Championship preview. Tommy, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
I'm great. What's the biggest storyline heading into the Open Division State Championship?
So I think for me, because I actually watched the Hamilton versus Chandler game last week, which that game was actually crazy. I did not expect the turnout that happened. The score was 30-17. So I think the big storyline to this is to see how both teams are going to fight. Like, what are they going to bring to the field? Bastion Bears do have a great, capable offense, and they're really strong. They're known for their playmakers. And Chandler, they always tend to make their key plays into, like, memorable. They have so many highlights that there's so many different storylines, but I think seeing how they bring their momentum onto the field is going to be what's going to catch everyone's eye.
All right. And should fans expect a high-scoring matchup or more of like a defensive battle between these two teams?
I think this game is going to be very defensive. I think the score is going to be really close. Both teams are going to start fighting from the get-go, so I can't wait to see how that turns out.
And final question, which team looks the favorite and what sets them apart?
So for me, I think the team that looks probably the favorite would be Basher Bears, since they are 11-1. They beat Liberty last week 19-16, which was a really close score. So I think they're going to come really good, especially with their balanced attacks they have. Definitely can't wait to see how Basha comes out.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Tommy.
Thank you.
And now we will be heading into break.
Hi, my name is Devin Blankenship. I'm an intern with the Varsity Sports Show. And in today's video, I want to talk about the upcoming 5A state championship featuring the Desert Mountain Wolves and the Canyon View Jaguars. For a little bit of background about these two teams and how they have gotten to this point, the Canyon View Jaguars have played upset. They beat two top 3 seeds in the state playoffs. They beat Desert View by 2 possessions, and they also beat ALA Gilbert North by 2 possessions. Obviously, both of those wins coming on the road landed themselves a spot in the state championship. As for Desert Mountain, they beat the number 1 overall seed Desert Edge on the road. They beat the number 5 overall seed Horizon on the road. And those are 2 very big critical wins, especially considering Desert Mountain lost to Horizon earlier in the year. But enough about their background. Let's talk about the actual game itself. Desert Mountain is a very, very high-powered elite team in this 5A state championship. They were a top 5 team for most of the year. They can run the ball extremely, extremely efficiently. They have Ryan Craddy, their junior running back, and they also have Easton Connor, their sophomore running back, who is a touchdown machine. He always finds himself in the end zone more than once every week, it seems like. As far as for Canyon View, they have a very good pass offense, but they struggle to run the ball, which I think will ultimately be their demise. Desert Mountain has such a talented defensive backfield, spearheaded by Ryan McDonough, the Georgetown commit. And if you can't run the ball against Desert Mountain, it's very tough to succeed. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Devin Blankenship, again, an intern with the Varsity Sports Show.
Hey fans, Vince with the Varsity Sports Show. You've had the rest. Now treat yourself to the best Japanese grill in Arizona. It's the Boss. Boss Bachi Japanese Grill in Mesa. Grilled shrimp, steak, and all the best veggies with or without a twist of spice. Sure to please everyone. Dine in or take out. Located at University and Country Club in Mesa. Open daily. 602-859-3759. The Boss. Boss Bachi. Hablamos Español.
All right, welcome back to Friday Night Live Championship Weekend here, presented by the Varsity Sports Show. Joined by Niall Rosenberg. And Niall, we're going to take a kind of a pivot and get away from no pun intended, but get away from football, and we're going to pivot toward basketball here and give us a kind of a weekly wrap up here of one of our favorite teams that we've covered.
Yeah, of course. One of my favorite teams I've covered so far this semester. The SaberCats have been off to a great start, just not only this past week, but also this season. I mean, they blew out Lee Williams on the first by 73 points and then had a really good 15-point win over Chaparral. Pierce Harrington, has been their leading scorer all season long, 23 points per game. He's really been one of these players where he just comes out of nowhere and he'll just pull up and hit a 3 right in your face, or he'll do one of these crazy moves and hit a reverse layup. Like, he has been such a great player, and complementing him is Nas Haley. So if you want to try and shut down Pierce Harrington, Nas Haley's right there to back it right up and then get the points on their boards. One of the biggest things that I think that I've really enjoyed about watching this team, covering this team, being able to broadcast this team, has been Coach Ramirez. I mean, he is just this fiery personality who loves to get his guys going and always making sure they're around the ball. And Vince, I think we've been able to talk to him, been able to hear him during the games, and I believe we have a clip of just some of that intensity and what he brings to the court.
It's good stuff here. We'll play it. It's about a minute. I think you guys are going to enjoy this.
As we sit here and we get prepared to get tapped in with Saguaro SaberCats head coach, Coach Ramirez. Let's send it down to him right now.
Make layups. You missed a lot of layups, okay? Keep shooting the open shots. They're not even like closing out on you guys. So, like, this is the chance just to get better. Try and hunt for the best shot possible, right? You might have a good shot, he might have an even better shot. Okay, really be disciplined offensively, sharing the basketball. Defensively, look, we're gonna turn them over regardless. I wanna let's pick up volleyball line, white volleyball line, pick them up, same thing. No, sorry, but volleyball line past half court. Meet them there, I don't know, we'll track it later. But hey, stay disciplined. Don't let guys beat you down in transition, let's go. Cats on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Can we go for 150?
No.
Well, thank you.
That I think somebody asked, are we going over 100? They scored a lot of they've been scoring some points, and it's so much fun. You know, what I really love about Lucas Ramirez is that he's so transparent, and he invites families into the huddle with that mic, you know, and that's what he's about. And like I said, you were on the call last week of the game against Sahuarita, and you got to hear. You know, did you get any nuggets of good stuff? I mean, anything out of the ordinary from him?
Yeah, of course. Like when I interviewed him at halftime, they were up, I think, around 40 points. And he goes, we're not disciplined enough. We're not getting in the lanes enough. There's too many open passing lanes that we're not disrupting. And I said, you know, Pierce Arrington had 25 points in the first half. He goes, you know, he's scoring offense, but he's not playing great defense. Like he's too fouling too much, not too disciplined much. And if I had a head coach telling me that putting up 25 points in the first half and he's not happy with me, then that's that kind of intensity that you would want as a basketball head coach and someone you want to play for. And it's just showing that intensity and that defense is showing they're averaging 12 steals per game. I mean, that is insane numbers. And so Ramirez is doing a great job down there and getting his players not only in tuned on offense, but also all over the ball on defense.
Fun stuff. Niall, looking forward to more coverage. And thank you so much. A lot of great work from you and really appreciate it. Guys, we're going to take a quick break here. I promise you we'll be back in about 30 seconds just to go through a couple of things before we wrap the show. Thanks again for joining us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Friday Night Live Championship Weekend presented by the Varsity Sports Show. Guys, another great show joined by our incredible co-hosts tonight out of the University of Arizona, both Reagan Litz and Anastasia Rastelli. Guys, you any big championship weekend plans that you have?
I mean, honestly, I'm just excited to see these games that are coming up that we just did previews for. I don't have anything in specific, but I mean, I'm just excited to see what happens because all of them look super interesting. So I guess we'll see what happens this weekend.
Yeah. Anastasia?
Yeah, these teams work so hard this season. I'm just excited to see where it goes.
You guys remember, well, at least Anastasia Reagan, you came on a little bit later, I think it's September, but our first game in August, where was it? A Thursday night game of the week?
Yes.
Micah Mountain. And here they are, 4A state champions. Congratulations to Coach Jay Campos. Also, want to remind everybody that tomorrow morning, Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. We've got another big show from 9 to 11. You're going to hear from our amazing team to go through all of just a recap of all of the great games and other segments. So make sure and tune in tomorrow morning for that. And in addition to that, we've got something else special going on. Sunday night, it's the first time we've done this, and we've kind of kept it in-house in the past. But this year, we are opening it up to the public. And these were awards that are being presented of our team. And we had such a big, incredible, talented team this year from this fall from the Phoenix area, from Tucson, from Las Vegas, and from other parts of the country, including Texas, that contributed content, and they are being recognized and voted on by our peers. And we'll be announcing those awards, the best of on Sunday night. So a link will be sent out for that. That'll be at Sunday night at 8 p.m. So tune in to all of our social media for that, and I think you'll enjoy it, and that's where we're at. So guys, again, tune in tomorrow morning, Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS Arizona, 9 to 11. On behalf of our amazingly talented field correspondents tonight and our co-hosts, Reagan Litz and Anastasia Rastelli from the University of Arizona, my name is Vince Delisio. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.
It's Friday Night Live with Vince, pregame, postgame show. Your destination for top high school football previews and wrap-ups with Vince and his team. Buckle up and hang on for Friday Night Live.